Hey guys, welcome to White Trash Witches. I'm Betty Bookworm, and my lovely co-host Boo will be back in the next couple of episodes. She might be back during the next episode or the episode after. She is doing a lot of good work right now. She is accomplishing a lot of goals, and she's part of a lot of projects, and I am super proud of her. So if you want to send her some of your good thoughts and your good vibes, leave a nice, inspiring comment for her on this video. Let her know that we love her. That would be awesome. But in the meantime, I decided to take this episode, the second episode of White Trash Witches, and talk a little bit about my altar. Now, I have seen altars that are just so beautiful and so ornate, and I think those are great. I think those are awesome. I am on a budget, and I think my altar is beautiful in a little rustic and inexpensive way. And I'm just going to talk about some of the materials that I used and how I came about purchasing or acquiring them. So let's delve in, shall we? The candle and my really pretty kind of candle holder, I'm pretty sure I got the candle holder like, oh my god, like back in high school. I think I got it at Big Lots or TJ Maxx. Both very reasonably priced stores. I don't think it was that expensive. I don't think it was over $7. But I have seen a lot of beautiful candle holders and candlesticks at places like Goodwill, and those are like, I think the most expensive one I saw was like $5. And that's very rare. I'm pretty sure you can find a really pretty one for like $1. And the white pillar candle, I use white because it's sort of, it's reminiscent of my Catholic upbringing. I remember reading somewhere or hearing it from my grandmother that if a white candle, if the flame is flickering, that means that angels or good spirits are near. So I like to keep white candles around, and especially on my altar. You can purchase white pillar candles. You can purchase like a package of 3 of them, I think, for like $7 at Walmart. So I feel like that's financially frugal. I really like this cup. This cup was actually given to me by a friend of mine in college. I use it as the chalice to represent water on my altar. Of the 4 elements, this is used to represent water. And yes, it was given to me by a college friend. Apparently, I think he swiped it from like the place he worked, like this really fancy place. I think it was going out of business, and so he was like, they're not going to miss this. Maybe Shay will like it. So he gave it to me, and now I use it. I use it to represent water on my altar. Yeah, and it's really pretty. Again, they sell a lot of chalices like this in like Goodwill. Goodwill has a lot of beautiful pieces that are reasonably priced. So yeah, I would really recommend Goodwill for your candle holders or your cups or your glassware. In terms of your altar, I will say be careful about what you if you plan to have a ritual where you drink out of the chalice. I don't personally do a lot of rituals like that. Make sure that your cup has like, it doesn't have any like lead paint in it or anything that could be a toxic chemical. Honestly, if you're using your chalice to drink out of during rituals, I would say just go with a standard cup. Like run it through the dishwasher once and every time you drink out of it. And just use a standard cup. It doesn't have to be fancy. The spirits know what you're doing. It's all good. It's all good. This only looks fancy because my friend worked at a fancy restaurant. So this is what I use to represent fire. I use a dragon. Again, this was a gift. A lot of the things I use on my altar were gifts. And that's a wonderful way to cut costs. Just use things that people have given to you as gifts. That's a beautiful way of saving money and being frugal. My dad got me this peacock necklace for Christmas, and sadly, the tail feather on the peacock necklace fell off. So I didn't really want to throw it away because it was still really pretty. So I decided I'll just use it to represent air on my altar. Again, it was given to me. So yeah, that's how I cut costs. That's how I save money. I use gifts, and in a way, I think it's rather spiritual to use gifts, other than going out and buying like these incredibly expensive ornate pieces for your altar. I mean, that could be very beautiful and wonderful as well. I just like to use gifts because, well, it's the spirit of giving. It's so nice. It's magical in and of itself, and other new age hippy dippy hipster sentiments. This one was not a gift. This is something that I bought. This is probably one of the more expensive pieces on my altar simply because it wasn't a gift. Not too expensive though. I don't believe it was over $20. I purchased this hematite ball and its stand to represent earth on my altar. I've always felt more of a connection to the element earth, despite, my more fiery inclinations. I don't know, maybe it's just earth represents peace and stability to me, and I need a lot of that in my life because I'm broke and I make YouTube videos, yo. But I purchased this. I don't believe it exceeded $20. I purchased it from the shop Black Market Minerals on Hilton Head Island. I really, really enjoy that store. It's a little pricey, or it can be a little pricey. But if you know what you're looking for and you know kind of what to look for, you can pick up a lot of fun stuff for very reasonable prices. And the stuff is just really pretty, and the staff is super nice. So if you live in Hilton Head, or if you live near Hilton Head, or if you're visiting there, I really recommend the store Black Market Minerals. It's real fun. This is my Book of Shadows. It was probably a little bit more on the expensive side because it is leather bound, but if you do want to splurge and you do want to buy something that's probably very good quality and probably not that cheap, but the quality will be wonderful and it will look beautiful and ornate, I recommend shopping at a Renaissance fair. Anybody that watches my videos knows that Renaissance fair is near and dear to my heart. Because my dear friends that are definitely not just me in several different costumes are characters at Renaissance fairs. And I believe I purchased this at the Georgia Renaissance Fair. It's leather bound and the pages are cotton, which means that you could potentially wash the book and start over, which I think is kind of cool. I haven't watched it yet. I don't really want to. I like the things that I've written down so far. It's not a lot of things that I've written, but I like them so far. This is another piece that I bought from the Renaissance Fair. It was a little pricey, but because I work at a Renaissance Fair, I do sometimes get discounts. I didn't get a discount on the journal because I purchased that long before I ever worked there. But this is a picture of Lilith, and I like to have Lilith on my altar kind of as a representation of female and feminine rebellion. The story of Lilith is that she was Adam's first wife, and she was made out of the same material that Adam was, and she would not submit to him. So she grew owl wings and she flew away, and Adam got mad and asked God for a new one. I do love this picture. I don't really understand why the snake is involved in imageries of, in so much imagery of Lilith, because like she was out that bitch. She was out of, because she was not in Eden by the time the snake came along. So I don't know why they always portray them together. Probably trying to demonize her, but no, she didn't fraternize with the snake. So, but it is a really pretty picture, and I loved her hair, and I just thought it was a beautiful, beautiful portrait of her. I would like to add more portraits to my altar. I want to get Aradia. She is kind of the founder, sort of. There's speculation of whether or not she actually existed, but she is kind of a central focal point in the religion known as Strigaria or Stregonaria, which is kind of Etruscan Italian witchcraft. I would love to get a picture of her. I would also love a picture of Mother Mary, because, you know, I was raised Catholic, and there is a certain level of Catholic spirituality that kind of I still use in my everyday spirituality. And I like Mother Mary. She's cool. She's the bee's knees, you know? She's the queen of heaven. What's not to like? And I also might get I'm debating on other pictures that I want. I would probably really like Morrigan, just because she's, you know, badass battle goddess. But I'm gonna think about the other goddesses that I would like on my altar. I'm just gonna think about it. But this has been my altar, and I hope you guys like it. I know it's not beautifully ornate or anything, but I think it's rustic, and I think it's cute, and it was relatively cheap to make. So I hope you all have a very magical October. There will be another White Trash Witches episode in October. I know I'm getting this episode in like right at the beginning of October. It was meant to be a September episode, but you know me. It's hard to get episodes out sometimes. So yes, leave a comment if you have any questions about some of the places where I bought some of my ornaments for the altar, or leave a comment if you want to talk about what's on your altar, or leave a comment if you want to wish Boo a happy October, and, you know, wish her, you know, luck, and send her good positive thoughts and vibes for all of her projects. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. I'm Betty Bookworm, and this has been the second episode of White Trash Witches.